Awesome. And now Laurent from NETGEAR.
Hey, Gary, thank you. Laurent Masia, I'm the Director of Product Management for the magnet switches in NETGEAR, and I focus really much on the AV by now. I'm also handling the Pro AV engineering services team. You may know that we have a Pro AV design team that is helping in and out projects across the AV industry. So really happy to be here. 18 years in this job, but I can tell you the past 10 years, we have been full speed in the Pro AV.
Laurent, where do you see us going now that people are focusing back again on 4K and image quality?
Well, I mean, this is a great question. And, you know, when it comes to education, we can see that this world of video production continues to evolve with all my attendees in this show. So thank you for having us. You know, so I'm going to come back to what I think is important, because what is at the center of the video over IP in general and the NDI live production in particular, this is the network. NDI is great because it's flexible, it can expand, but it is leveraging an Ethernet network. And usually the Ethernet network is the worst enemy. This is the worst enemy for AV over IP and NDI, because when the network fabric is no good, even if you have all these technologies, if you have all these goals and NDI and 4K and live production, you know, the experience can be bad. So as a modest contributor, you know, we at NETGEAR are trying to, you know, reunite these two worlds. We don't want to have the AV comply to the IT standards. Instead, we are working very hard by certifying our solutions to make the switchers compatible with AV and certified. So today, the NETGEAR AV line switches are, you know, certified by NewTek for NDI and NDI TV. And what we see coming by NAB is always more ease of use, getting rid of cumbersome IT settings, providing an AV interface.
I'm going to bridge off it because Laurent was being far too modest. So I just want to stress this for all those IT video people watching the show. If you put NETGEAR switches in for the applications we're talking about, your life will be wonderful. Things will work correctly from the first time. It will be expandable, stable network. You won't have to worry that you don't know video. You won't have to worry that it's got complex IT stuff that's beyond your capability. It's really been a breakthrough technology. We can get to it more, but I'm going to say this for all you educators out there. Our number one tech solution for NDI and IP-based video is getting the right switch, and that right switch is a NETGEAR switch. So, and the NETGEAR M4250 and up family of switches. So NDI, IP, we talked about how your switch is so important and how it makes everything easier, but also NDI means that I can have the video in one room on the campus, go to another room on the campus over the network. I'm not limited to how long I can run a direct line. And I think that's the area where not only can I use one of your switches, but I could have several of your switches deployed in different buildings or in different areas, and I can have a switch deployed that can then speak to the rest of the other network. To me, you've taken away a barrier.
Absolutely. So, you know, I think we all understood by now that NDI redefined really the video production, you know, in general. And, you know, at the center, you have this network, and NDI can actually send with very low latency, high quality video. But not only one, you can actually compose and send a whole lot of different video streams over a single category 5 or 6 cable. So what does it mean? It means that the network backend still needs to be, you know, good at it. And I just want to explain something quick. When we say the network becoming the fabric, when we say that, you know, it can NDI can traverse Ethernet networks using single category 5, 6, 7 cables, we also mean that not all networks are ready for it, because NDI is a transport. It uses protocols such as multiple TCP, reliable EDP. It uses also a codec for the video transmission itself. It's using sometimes some multicasting and other techniques that IT EV networks can do. And not all networks are ready for it. So our contribution by trying to standardize, not from an IT standpoint, but really from an AV NDI standpoint, this distribution over a standard Ethernet network, we still really advise all portable studios, all boards, all K-12 and education organizations to consider their existing network as an ocean and put islands for their NDI AV with certified switches that are configured and good, you know?
Well, let's say that I have, 3 or 4 cameras in 3 or 4 different school buildings that could be anywhere in the world, and I have a TriCaster or a Wirecast gear going in Poughkeepsie. How do I control all that stuff, and how much bandwidth do those schools actually need?
Well, this is going to be the bandwidth that you want, because that's what's the best about NDI in general is that you have control. You can choose your resolution, you can choose your method, because don't forget that HX, when it comes to WAN, really make the video much lighter. So I'm going to answer to you either using bridge or using other kind of over the WAN techniques. We reasonably assume that 1080p, 60 frames per second, it's going to be less than 10 megabits per second.
I really consider these NETGEAR switches to be the super glue that pulls all this stuff together. Simply, stable, on a level that an educator can support, that you don't have to worry about, that you're going to be making all these tech support nightmares, that you need a PhD in IT to run it or support it or make changes. So I want to thank you guys so much for all being on the show. This was fantastic.